Last night's my horror night.
Welcome to the Last Video Store. I'm your host, Bud Haddonfield. And on today's episode, we're going to be talking about the Bigfoot Terror. I'm talking 1976's Creature from Black Lake. Creature from Black Lake was directed by Joy N. Hutt Jr., I think that's how he says his name. And he did other movies such as Night of Bloody Horror, Women and Bloody Terror, and The Brain Machine. And it was written by one of the movie's actors, Jim McCullough Jr., who also wrote other movies such as Mountaintop Motel Massacre and Video Murders. It starred Jack Elm, who was a cowboy actor, I believe, and John David Carson, Dub Taylor, and Dennis Fempel, who of course was Grandpa Firefly, Grandpa Hugo from House of a Thousand Corpses.
Tell you a little story.
This movie was pretty much shot entirely in Louisiana, such as cities as Oil City, Bossier, and other little southern towns. I think a lot of it was filmed in St. Mary Parish, which isn't too far from where I'm standing at the moment. And the movie starts off with Joe Canton and his trapper partner out on Black Lake in a boat. And a furry arm comes up, shakes the boat, knocks off his buddy, and then tries attacking old Joe, which he fights back with a paddle and he's able to get away.
Joe! Joe!
So our two main characters, Rivs and Pahoo, that's a funny name. They come to Louisiana doing some kind of college research as they're both students. And they come to the area of Black Lake to try to talk to some of the locals who can speak of the Bigfoot sightings, but the locals are very reluctant to do so.
What do you reckon we'll find down here? Well, hopefully a bipedal primate and about 14 or 15 Cajun women. What?
Have a seat. I believe you're Nick.
Actually, I'm not shopping for a haircut today.
Well, it kind of looks like you need one.
No, actually, I'm a student from the University of Chicago, and I'm down here doing some research on the Bigfoot creature. You know, if anybody had seen it. I was wondering, anybody claimed to have seen it. Like that trapper I read about, lost his partner?
Well, I don't know anything about that creature. Maybe you better talk to this man right here.
Okay.
Look, son. I'm Sheriff Billy Carter, and it's my duty to protect the citizens of this parish. That includes keeping them from getting riled up over a wild rumor. Now, you're welcome here, so long as you don't go nosing around scaring the daylights out of these people about some mysterious monster. We've had more problems than we could say grace over with that without you.
Yeah, what about that trapper? Could I see a police report, please?
You don't listen very well, do you? I told you to forget about any creature you're talking about. Now, if you don't, you're going to have to start doing business with me. Did I make myself clear?
Oh, yeah. Perfectly clear.
Good.
Good afternoon.
Hamburger, French fries, and a Coke, and I'd like for you to hold the tomatoes.
I bet you would.
I'm Pablo.
Eve.
Listen, we're a couple of college students who are doing research from the University of Chicago on the Bigfoot creature. And
What'd you say?
Bigfoot creature. And what we were...
HB? This fellow here is looking for the Bigfoot creature. He's from Chicago. B, you know anything about any creature?
Sure do.
Is that right? I was laying up there in bed one night. I heard something stirring out in the kitchen. So I got my gun and my flashlight. And I went to creeping off the floor there. I shoved the door aside. And there I was, standing face to face. All them red eyes and that long stringy hair. Oh. Yeah, well, what? What happened? Well, what?
I said, is that supposed to be funny? Well, Willie don't think it's funny, and I don't think it's funny. Any more of your funny jokes, you got me to answer to.
Who meets Joe Canton, or he sees Joe Canton pass by all pissed off when they're poking fun at his buddy's accident or murder, if you want to say. And now his main mission is to find Joe Canton and talk to him, because he's the only person that's open to talk about Bigfoot. And at the same time, Ribs entered a barbershop and kind of got hassled. I'm not going to say hassled by the sheriff, but the sheriff pretty much tells him to leave that shit alone. And that's when we meet another side character who I thought that was Daniel Stern for the most part. Marv? Is it Marv from the Home Alone movies? But that's going to be our writer, Joey McCullough Jr., who plays the part of Orville.
I lost him. You lost him? Yeah. Nice going. Don't worry about it. I already had a warning from the town sheriff to forget about any kind of creature. Great start. Hey! Listen, it might not be any of my business, but I heard what was going on in the barber shop. And, well, seeing how you're researching, figure I might as well tell you. Tell me what? I seen him. You saw Joe Canton? No. I saw a creature. Woo! Listen, hey, I don't want this getting around. And, seeing as how I could use a ride home, I figure I could tell you on the way out there. Step into my office. Paul, Orville, come on, I want you to be comfortable, man.
So Orville approaches our two characters and tells them, hey, I've seen Bigfoot. If you give me a ride back to my grandpa's house, I'll tell you all about the encounter that happened 20 plus years ago. So apparently when Orville was very little, I'm talking maybe 3 or 4, whatever's the beginning walking stage of childhood, his family had got a flat tire, and as they changing the tire, he's just walking around and he encounters Bigfoot. And the kid who plays young Orville, his name is Chase Tatum, and he is the son of the actor who played Bigfoot, Roy Tatum, who was a football player and a 6'3" Burt Reynolds lookalike. And funny part, Chase Tatum worked for WCW under his real name. He was one of those power plant trainees who was squashed by Goldberg, stuff like that. But sadly, he died in 2008 of a drug overdose, like most of this cast. I know this movie is 40 plus years old, but pretty much everybody from this movie is dead. And it's very tragic, but time happens, and time can be very mean, just like Bigfoot.
killed in the wreck.
Sorry.
Well, I was really too young to remember.
So Orville's parents are killed off in the car wreck, and now he's raised by his grandparents, who Dub Taylor plays his grandfather, and he's a good old actor who's been in a bunch of stuff, too much to name. And Orville takes our two characters to Grandpa Dub's house, and first he's reluctant to talk about it, but with a reward of $25, that's just enough to get him over the hump to tell him all about it.
You mean that creature? Well, Orville already told you what happened to his mom and papa. She was my daughter. I never will forget the first time I seen her. About 11 o'clock, I woke up and I heard the worst commotion you ever did. My two good hound dogs, Bob and Blue, was a growling and a barking, and the worst scream you ever did hear. I walked out on the porch. Go right now. Scream I've ever heard in my life. It's just like an old cat being cornered by a red-boned hound.
So Papa Dub tells them, hey, I'll tell you everything, come in and eat, y'all can stay the night, just do not mention the creature to my wife, because she gets very upset, because, obviously, her son or daughter, whoever the hell it was, got killed. Pretty much from this character to be blamed, and it's just a sore and sensitive subject. So as they're eating, everything is good, everybody's laughing, Papa Dub's telling jokes, and everybody hears a kind of a creepy sound, and Pahu, who's kind of a chicken shit, but he was a Vietnam veteran, so I can see why he noises and stuff triggers him. He hears the sound, he freaks out, and is that it? Is that the creature? But unfortunately, no, it's the family's donkey.
Was that it? Was that it? Was that the creature?
No, that was just our mule.
So everybody's upset, and the two boys leave to go spend the night in the barn. And as Rivs is talking in his little sound recorder, we see that Bigfoot is approaching, and he does his little primal scream, which freaks out everyone, causing them to run into the house and stay for the night.
Townsfolk are very reluctant and afraid to talk about this subject. Wonder why.
The next day, they go back to the diner they were in the day before, and as they're messing around with their little sound recorder, Riffs had got off the phone with the professor, who's like, hey, this audio might be a fake. I need somebody to come in and check it out just to make sure y'all legit. I'm not calling you liars, but you ain't gonna put one over on me. So at the same time, they see two girls across the counter, and they're kind of smitten at first. That's funny word too. So again, like I said, they fucking around with the sound audio, and they play it, which freaks out the little waitress, and she drops the food and pisses her off, and they run out as food comes flying towards them. So the two girls approaches. They're like, hey, you want to hang out tonight? We camping out at the steak bar if you want to come by. And that's when the sheriff comes back, and we find out that one of the girls, if not both the girls, is the daughter of the sheriff.
I don't think Dr. Birch believes this.
What do you say then?
Well, he wants to have the sound expert examine the tape to determine whether or not it is a fake.
Listen to it again. Then you tell me if you think it's a phony, okay?
I believe.
Just listen to it again.
Subject. Wonder why.
So later on that night, the guys and the girls getting along, trying to hang out, trying to, do some stuff. Some questionable stuff. And that's when we hear Bigfoot's roar again. So they all go back into the tent. Riv arms himself with a little rifle that he has. And not Bigfoot enters the little tent, but it's the sheriff. And the sheriff's pissed off, and he puts both characters in jail for the night. So around the same time, Joe's at his house sleeping. I guess he has nothing to do but just get drunk every night. So as he sleeps, he wakes up because he hears a sound, and it's Bigfoot coming at him. So he takes his little crack barrel shotgun, fires a couple shots, and he goes to the sheriff's office and lets the sheriff know, hey, you got to come to my house because Bigfoot fucked up all my shit. So the sheriff, thinking that he was just drunk, which he is drunk because he passed out in front of us, and now Joe's spending the night in the can with the two boys.
And bring all your ammo. Come on. Hurry up.
Go.
Yeah. Come on. Swear I seen the creature. He damn near come into my house. Go. Joe.
Just what in the hell are you trying to tell me?
I'm trying to tell you I seen the creature. He's that big.
Joe, have you been drinking?
You don't believe me.
Close your eyes, hold your left arm straight out, and touch the end of your nose. You've been drinking, all right?
Just a little bit.
So the next day, a now sober Joe wakes up and he tells the two boys all about Bigfoot. And as they're all getting released, Joe tells them, hey, if you want to know more, come to my place on Black Lake. And sure enough, they go. They hang out a little bit, they bond, and the boys go their separate direction to try to find Bigfoot. We get a little turmoil where they kind of argue between each other, and they make up and everything's good. And a peace officer of Beans comes up, and that's when Rivs tell Pahoo that something's been circling the camp.
You're Joe Canton, ain't you?
Well, I was last night.
I want to shake your hand. You the same Joe Canton who claimed his partner was attacked by a bipedal primate?
Well, what?
I mean, a creature of some sort.
Well, he didn't drown.
But then you've seen him under that creature yourself.
Damn right I seen him. I'll tell you, last night, when he come by my house, if I hadn't been drinking so much, I'd have blowed his butt off.
Well, what did he look like?
Well, kind of dark outside, you know. Some shadows, and I never did a real close look. But he was big, I'll tell you that. Over 300 pounds. 7 or 8 feet tall. Big. He was strong. And he was mean like me. Big eyes, glow in the dark like on some of the animals you see.
Hey, George.
Ah, sure.
Time to go home.
All right.
Look, I want you to lay off that bottle.
I ain't never drinking no more, I'll tell you. You boys want to hear some more about that?
Come on,
creature.
Joe.
You come out to
Come on.
Look, you come out to my place.
Come on.
Seems you're all worthwhile, doesn't it?
Glad to hear that. Because I think something's been circling the camp.
Now? Why don't you tell me?
Because I wasn't sure.
I just lost my appetite.
So at our climactic part of this movie, Bahoo gets beat up by Bigfoot, knocked out, carry off somewhere, and Rivs is in the van trying to call a mayday, and he finally gets through to the sheriff, and he tells the sheriff, quick, we need help. Bigfoot's fucking us all up. Wrecked my van, now I gotta pay an insurance deductible, and it's not gonna be a good time. Well, Bigfoot reaches in, breaks through the window, and Rivs is able to stab him a couple times until, I don't know if Bigfoot pushes the van down the hill or is just a shitty, muddy situation. Well, anyway, the van wrecks into a tree and flips over on its side, and all hell breaks loose. Rivs starts shooting at Bigfoot, and at the same time, the gas is leaking, and the van blows up, and it's actually a pretty cool little explosion. But we just see Bigfoot shot a couple times, and I guess that and the explosion scares him off, so he goes running into the night, and he accidentally stabs Pahoo, who we thought was dead at this time, which is a good thing because he's not. And the sheriff and Joe shows up, and they're able to bring him to the hospital.
This is Sheriff Carter here. Who's calling Mayday? I said, who's...
Yes, clear. Here.
I got a Mayday. Black Lake, and I need some people to come out of the swamp.
Slow down, buddy boy. I can't understand you. We got about 25 miles east of Joe
Canton's place off the old swamp road of County 90. You got that?
And hurry and come as fast as you can.
Okay. Are you there?
I got you. Just
take it easy. I'm on my way.
thank you.
sheriff tells the Ribs that, hey, I'm sorry, I just got a responsibility. I think he knew about Bigfoot this whole time, but he don't want nobody going around poking into it. And we see that Pahu, that he's good. He's just a little fucked up. His eyes all swollen, and he got a stab to the gut from his best buddy. But you know what? Shit happens. What can I say? But the two boys ended off good with a handshake, saying that we got to start over this project from jump because Bigfoot is still out there, and we need to find him.
Blame yourself. Your buddy's gonna be all right. Old Doc will fix him up, and if he don't, I got some stuff I can use on anything from rheumatism.
I was wrong about you and your friend. It's just that I've got this responsibility.
I understand, Sheriff. We've all got responsibilities.
Think in here to you. Thinks in here to me. Dang, feature drive a man to drink. I'm gonna get my shotgun and I'm gonna make a rug out of that damn thing. Sure stinks in here. Say maybe I'll mount him and then folks will know I ain't flying out there and make a good blanket. But
You okay?
I'm okay. A little beat up. I'm a little mad at this point. I don't blame you. I had no idea that this was going to happen. Hey, partner, I'm not mad at you. I'm just mad that we got to start this dang project all over again.
You gotta be kidding.
It's out there somewhere. We're gonna find it. Right, partner?
Creature from Black Lake is one of them great old school monster movies that unfortunately just don't get made anymore. Like I said, it came from the 70s and was filmed in southern Louisiana. It has a very cool atmosphere to it. Great acting, pretty cool directing. You really liked all the main characters. All we get is 3 deaths, and only one's actually at the hands of Bigfoot. But it's the 70s, not as many gory stuff was going on around this time. I know we had Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 years prior, but even that wasn't that necessarily gory. It was just suggestive. But the movie's really fun. Synapse Films had just put it out on Blu-ray. It looks amazing. I know some of the scenes that I input in the video is kind of grainy and whatnot, but that comes from YouTube. But the transfer on Synapse's Blu-ray is absolutely amazing. It did have a DVD release several years ago. It was grainy. That's pretty much what we've seen on YouTube because that was the rip that it was coming off of. But you can find it either Blu-ray or DVD. Spend the extra money, get it on Blu-ray. You can watch it on YouTube, but it's the shitty quality. But it's also playing on Amazon Prime. So check it out. Out of 5 stars, I'm definitely going to give this one a 4. It's eerie, it's cool, it's badass. It's Dennis Femple, who unfortunately died in an auto accident in 2002, not too long after House of 1,000 Corpses was released. Like I said, pretty much everybody in the show is dead. Sad to say, but it's a great old school movie, and I want you to check it out. So, Creature of Black Lake, 1976. Give it a shot. Thank you again for tuning into the last video store. I'm your host, Bud Hattenfield, and I definitely love taking the ride with you guys. Thank you for everything that you do, whether it's viewing my shows, liking and subscribing, leaving great comments. I love my fan base, so I greatly appreciate it. So if you haven't, please like and subscribe. If there's any movies that you want me to review, just drop me a link on the videos or add me on Facebook or make a comment on the Facebook page. So thank you all. You have a nice day, and until next time.
Thank you.